Hello and welcome to That's Football. Hopefully we are live. I got a funny feeling we should be live, but let me just double check. Yes, we are live. So we're live for Portugal versus Morocco. First game of the day. 3 games today. What it's all about today really is that it's about teams going home potentially. If Morocco don't get a result against Portugal, they're going home. If Iran get beaten by Spain, they're going home. If Saudi Arabia don't get something out of Uruguay, they're going home. So we could see 3 more teams joining Egypt today on the plane home out of Russia. They'll still have 1 more fixture to fulfill, but the reality is that. We've also got the subplot of the Golden Boot. Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, Suarez might fancy a hat-trick there, can get himself back in the race. Ronaldo's already got 3. Would fancy a couple of goals maybe today against Morocco. Diego Costa 1 goal behind him. Iran might fancy a few himself. So this Golden Boot, as I predicted yesterday, I think the Golden Boot winner could well go into double figures, which is massive for a World Cup, which has got a lot of goals in it at the moment. So really interesting to see what's happening. Calvin's loving the World Cup watch-alongs, as are we. Excited to be. What are we going to do when the World Cup ends? What are we going to do when there's no more one? After Friday, there's no more 1 o'clock kickoffs. It's going to be really sad, but enjoy it while it's here is what I say. It's been absolutely fantastic so far. Really enjoying it. Really enjoying having all you lot involved. You make it the show. And remember, in the top right-hand corner, there is an eye. Click that eye and cast your vote. Will it be a Portugal win, a Morocco win, or a draw? Let me just tell you one thing. The team news is in. It's going along the bottom of the screen. As you can see right now, it's going along the bottom of the screen. But there are some, looking at the Portugal team, Patricio in goal, Cedric Soares, who I believe is at Southampton, isn't he? He's the right back. Pepe, Fonte and Guerrera. Then you've got Bernardo Silva, Moutinho, Carvalho, Mario, Guedes and Ronaldo. It's not an amazing side, but it's a good side, Portugal. They could do damage in this tournament. You look on the bench, they've got Bruno Fernandes, Gelson Martins, Quaresma, a bit old in the tooth now. They're not a bad side. In relation to Morocco, Mohamedi, Dera, Benatia, Da Costa, Hakimi, El Hamada, Boussafa, Amrabat, Belhanda, Ziyech and Boutab. Now, the interesting thing that you may not know about the old Moroccan side is this. Is that actually, unlike Iran, where most of their players are not playing many places outside within Europe, you look at the Moroccan team, you've got Benatia playing for Juventus, you've got Roman Says playing for Wolves, you've got Costa playing in Istanbul, you've got Dira playing for Fenerbahce, you've got Hakimi who's at Real Madrid, you've got Mendy at Lille in the midfield, you've got, who else have we got? Feyenoord, Amadi, Khan for Benassa, Amrabat's at Feyenoord, Belhanda's at Galatasaray, Faye at Getafe, and Harit at Schalke. And then in relation to their forwards, Boutip is in Turkey as well. St. Pauli, which is Germany, for Buhadaza. Al-Kabi, he doesn't play for anyone in good. So they've got a mix. They've got a mix of players, is what I would say in relation to Morocco. Not a terrible side, but maybe we'll see Portugal get. And let's not forget as well. I do want to say this. Let's not forget that when it comes to Portugal and it comes to Spain today, there is this assumption that, they're going to win their groups. Neither of them have 3 points. They only have a point. So if Morocco could get something here today, they don't necessarily go home because they've only got a point, Portugal. So I think Morocco will have to be adventurous. Of course they will. But Ronaldo will want goals today. He wants to be the GOAT. He is the GOAT. And so as far as I'm concerned, if it's not going to be Harry Kane, then I want it to... Sorry, if it's not going to be Romelu Lukaku or Harry Kane, I'd like Ronaldo to win the Golden Boot. So, yeah, that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. Anyway, I'm just setting up a few things before we go live. Who will draw first blood, says Michael Hubbard. Morocco players look like they want Ronaldo's autograph, says Kiwi, Steve. And Ronaldo will get 2 and Guedes will get 1, says Salash. I hope we get a few goals in this. I've been looking forward to this. People keep asking me what teams I want to win the World Cup. Well, obviously I'm English. Get in the comments who you want to win. Obviously I'm English, so I want England to do well, but I'm also a realist. So I have got no no real expectation that they'll win it. I also like Mexico, as well has been said. I also like Colombia, although they let me down yesterday. I've got to say that they weren't great. Senegal, I like Senegal, and who else do I like? I like Serbia, Croatia. But I do like Portugal. I've never really considered Portugal as a potential winner of this tournament. And to be honest with you, if Mexico can do it, then why can't Portugal? In my mind, I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong, but oh, come on. Sometimes I just go live and I'm not actually ready, so. And at this moment in time, I'm more or less ready anyway. So, how are we all doing? How are we all doing? Wednesday, is it Wednesday today? It's Wednesday today, isn't it? I'm losing track of the days. So it's Wednesday today. 2 more days of 1 o'clock kickoffs, which I'll be covering, and some very 1 o'clock kickoffs in the week anyway. But interesting to see what Morocco's approach to this is. I think they've got to try and play a good game, haven't they? They've got to try and win this game, because if they don't, then they're going to be going home. Simple as that. And Casey said he took off a day off school to watch this. Well, you know what? I don't advocate people taking days off school. Of course I don't. You shouldn't be doing that. But having said that, it just prompted something to drop into my head that when it comes to Ronaldo, he ain't going to be around for ages as a player. And he is going to go down as one of the greatest that ever played the game. So if you are watching Ronaldo today, then you're privileged, aren't you? He is absolutely fantastic. So there we go. Who don't I want to win the World Cup, Christopher? I don't want Spain to win it. I think Spain are the best team I've seen so far, but I don't want them to win it because they've already won it. And I want to see a new page turned in world football. I'd love to see a tournament winner who's never won it before, or England, who have won it before, but haven't won it since time began, sort of thing. So I don't want Spain to win it. I don't want Germany to win it. I don't really want Brazil to win it. I don't want Argentina to win it, and I don't want France to win it. But if they win it, they win it, don't they? I'm not totally, I'm not adamantly against them winning it, but I just would rather that they didn't win it, because I want to see, desperately want to see a team win it who's never won it before. I don't know what all you lot think about it. But we are 4 minutes away from kickoff. Hopefully we're going to get a good game. I just want to see. I do want Portugal to win this. I've got to be honest, because I just dawned on me they should, one of the tournament favourites because of Ronaldo against Spain. But actually, they only have got 1 point at the moment. So if they somehow slipped up today, that could be a real shocker, couldn't it? So I want them to win. I want them to win today, get the 3 points over the line, and move on to Iran, which they should win as well. And I want Ronaldo to do well. I think, Ronaldo won the Euros, didn't he, in the last tournament? I would absolutely love it if he won the World Cup. But not at the detriment of England, obviously, but, that's unlikely to happen. Versus Morocco. I'm looking forward to watching Spain tonight, though. My dislike for Spain winning the tournament doesn't mean that I'm not looking forward to watching Spain tonight, by the way. I don't actually hold a grudge against any of these teams. I just would rather see a team win it that's never won it before. But also, what I would say in relation to that is that those teams need to be good enough to win it. I can't just say, oh yeah, go and win. I don't want Spain to win it, but then if they're the best team, they do deserve to win it. So one of these teams that I want to win it has got to step up and consistently show what they're all about. Really looking forward to seeing Croatia against Argentina, because Croatia could be a team that goes deep into this tournament. Really looking forward to seeing Mexico's next game and seeing whether that was a flash in the pan against Germany or whether they can go on from that. I do worry about Mexico and their fitness levels, because they faded against Germany, and over a consistent tournament you're going to need to be a little bit better there. Ben Johnson says Spain winning would be boring, same if Germany won it. England to win, if not someone like Senegal, would be amazing. Yeah, I'd agree with that comment. Kieran Byrne loves Spanish football, and Morocco might give a shock, says Vele. Yeah, you know what, I was disappointed with Morocco not beating Iran. That was their opportunity. Get 3 points against Iran and you're up and running in this tournament, and they didn't do it. And they, Iran are the top of the group at the moment. The reality is, I mean, imagine a scenario like this: Portugal and Morocco play out a draw, and Spain beats Iran. Iran have got 3 points, and Portugal would have 2 points going into the last game, which is Portugal v Iran. Iran somehow come out with a brilliant defensive display and get a point. They go through with 4 points, and Portugal go out. So this isn't. This group isn't over by any means, and Morocco are certainly better than some people think. I mean, thank God for Senegal yesterday, because if they hadn't produced the performance yesterday, then the African nations would have been having a terrible tournament. Egypt already home, Morocco not doing that great here, Tunisia lost the other day, Senegal did well, Nigeria losing as well. So we needed that. I want to see. I was really impressed with Japan, even though it was at the detriment of Colombia, who are one of my favourites. I was very impressed with Japan, and that they represented Asia very well. Senegal representing Africa very well with their win against Poland. South America's doing. South America's not doing that well, actually, is it? South America's not doing that well. North America is Mexico, isn't it? So South America not doing brilliantly well at the moment. Colombia losing, Argentina drawing, Brazil drawing. Who else is from South America? Peru losing. So South America's not doing that great at the moment. And there is that sort of European voodoo. The last team to win a World Cup in Europe was Brazil in 1958, 60 years ago. And they had Pelé then. But it's a good spread. It's an interesting tournament, and I want that to continue. Probably don't want that to continue today, because I want Portugal to win. I'm a big, massive fan of Ronaldo. It's such a shame you couldn't see the watch-along on Friday, because Xander did it, and I was out. But I'll be back in a moment. The game's just kicked off. Amazon delivery, as per bloody usual, when I'm doing a live stream. Love it. This is a running joke on streams that I do on That's Football and on the United Stand, is that my Amazon deliveries seem to flock to my live streams like flies to a pile of horse crap. But we are live, and everything's running fine, which is great. So the game has kicked off. Let me just do the timer for you, which is there. That was very quick. That was a very quick pit stop, that was, wasn't it? So here we are. Had to refresh site to get live. Seems to be a habit. Central America is Costa Rica and Mexico, says Kieran Byrne. Panama as well. Header over the bar there from Morocco, so not a terrible start for them in this game. Right, we're all set up, aren't we? We're all running well. And please do share the link. Underneath the screen, please click the share button and share it. That would be massively appreciated. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm just gonna share the link as well. So we're a minute and a half into this game. Portugal playing in white, Morocco playing in red. There is Ronaldo with a nice little head down to Mario. No, that's why. Portugal on the attack at the moment. There's Goodis. Nice little ball out to Bernardo Silva. Not had a fantastic season at Man City, but that could work in his favour in this tournament because he should be quite fresh. Corner to Portugal. Did I miss a super chat? Okay, thanks for that, James. So James O'Mahony's made a super chat, which you can do with the $ at the bottom, if you so wish. Thanks for that, James. He says, watching from Ireland, I want Portugal to win the World Cup, but I think Brazil will win it. Keep up the good work on both channels. Thanks for that, James. And yeah, I think Brazil are one to watch, but they're going to have to improve massively from what they did against Switzerland. Wasn't good enough by any means, was it? So they do need to improve. They do need to improve. Another corner for Portugal here. Ronaldo! Yes! Get in there! Come on! Go for Ronaldo! Boom! Come on! Get in! I love Ronaldo. People don't get it. Yes, he used to play for Manchester United and I support Manchester United. But I just love Ronaldo. In the Messi versus Ronaldo debate, I just love Ronaldo. Back of the net, 1-0. Corner comes in. It flicks off a header and it just lands perfectly for Ronaldo. Goes in bravely as well. Lovely stuff. Get in. Get in. I probably want Ronaldo to win the Golden Boot more than I want Portugal to win the World Cup, but he's well on the way there. We're under 5 minutes in and he's got goal 4 of the tournament. He is the GOAT, Pankaj. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. We bloody love Ronaldo. Messages flying in because my family know I love Ronaldo. There we go. Lovely stuff. 1-0. Portugal. Ronaldo with the scorer. Let me change the score for you. He's looking good for that golden boot, isn't he? Good. I want to see 3 or 4 players going for this golden boot. And so Ronaldo's just gone up to 4. He takes the lead now. But Morocco 1-0 down already. And Ronaldo has scored all 4 goals for Portugal now. The great thing about Ronaldo is he does drop off a lot in this Portuguese side as well. He does play a little bit deeper. So, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Get in. Let's have a look at some of the live comments. 100 minutes played, 4 goals. Unreal, says Daniel. And I love Ronaldo, says Dorian. And definitely not the Messi versus Ronaldo debate. That sounds wrong. And Veli says he must be tired. His back must be hurting from carrying this team. You know what? That's a little bit unfair though, because they did win the final without him, didn't they? 2 years ago in the Euros. I just think he's a sensational player. There's no way Real Madrid are going to let him go. They'd be absolutely stupid to let him go. So, but Harry Kane's claiming that, says Pankaj, and he does play quite deep. I was also surprised to see that, Leighton. He does play really deep for them, which makes it even more impressive, the amount of goals he's scoring. He is playing more as the focal point today, though, with Mario to the left, Joey Maria, to the left, and Geddes to the right. But, yeah, Portugal are one to watch in this tournament. Let's see how well they do. Actually, it looks like they're more playing with their front two, to be fair. But remember, Portugal did only draw their first game, so it could swing around. Darth Vader says Ronaldo is legendary. Yeah, that's probably the biggest goal I've celebrated on this on the watch along so far, because I didn't get to do the England game, which was a bit of a shame, wasn't it? But let me have a look. Gallery. Don't be surprised if he gets another hat-trick, says Douglas. If he gets another hat-trick, then this golden boot will be over after 2 games. It won't. It won't. As I said, I think that the golden boot could definitely go to 1 or 2 teams. One of 2 players. 2 or 3 players. I'm multitasking. I'm rubbish at it. So we've got a goal early on, which is great. And here we go. Portugal again here, doing well. Good running. Into Ronaldo. Little turn. He'll shoot. Don't worry. Oh, just wide. He's got a smile on his face. He's bloody loving life, isn't he? Look at that from Ronaldo. He just turns away. You know that big deep breath you do when everything's going great and you're smiling? He's just done one of them. Life must be great if you're Ronaldo. Lovely little run there. The run wasn't from Ronaldo, actually. It was from Guerrero, who slipped it into Ronaldo, who turns and shoots. But he's so much happier in a Portugal shirt. I suppose it matters more, doesn't it? But he's loving life. Get a hat-trick, says Brevy Boy. Hello to the mods, Matthew, Brevy. They're the 2 we've got on today so far. Well done to the mods, doing great jobs on here and the United Stand. Kenneth, I don't know what my predicted Final 4 is at the moment. What we'll probably do is I'll probably just do an individual stream at some point when we get to the 3rd round of the group games. And we'll try and plot a map to the final, because until we know where people are going to finish, it's too early to say. All I know is that Portugal's group, which should be Portugal and Spain going through, will play Uruguay or Russia by the looks of it. Assuming Uruguay beat Saudi Arabia today, it was a decent cross in for Morocco, and they didn't get a corner from it. So don't think Morocco are a whipping boy though. They're not a bad team, Morocco, and Portugal, as well as they played against Spain, they did only get 1 point. And I did mention before kickoff, there is a scenario with this whereby if Portugal were to draw this game, they'd be on 2 points. If Iran lose to Spain, they've still got 3 points because they beat Morocco. And then if Portugal play Iran and Iran avoid defeat, Portugal go home and Iran go through. So Portugal do need to win this game today. And even if they win this game today, they'll only have 4 points. Even if Iran lose to Spain, 3 points. If Iran beat Portugal, they're through. So no matter what happens to Iran, they're not on the plane home tonight, even if Spain trounce them like I think they will. Here is Morocco, corner ball. So there's still an interesting element to this group. Cato and Fabinho, apologies, says Ronaldo is always smiling with Portugal. And Electric Mars says this is a good game. It's a cracking game. It's a really good game. Morocco are giving it some. They've got to give it some. They're in the last chance saloon, really. Lose this, they're out. So they've got a corner here anyway. Got some good players, Morocco, like I said. Here we go. Good save. Corner. Headed down towards the goal. And saved by the keeper. Didn't really get enough power in it there, Benatia. But Juventus centre-back, he's a good player, he is. He's a good player. He's a good player. Okay, please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get up to 37,000 subscribers today. So if you are new, remember doing a watch-along for every single World Cup game. We are in day 6 now, aren't we? We're on day 6. We've done every World Cup game so far, and we will continue to do that whilst you lot get involved. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Please keep spreading the word and get involved. And of course, we're doing the World Cup watch-alongs, but I did do a transfer roundup daily this morning at 9 a.m. talking about Jack Wilshere leaving Arsenal, Bernd Leno going to there, Chelsea about to announce their new manager, Nainggolan going to Inter Milan. So lots and lots of transfer news away from the World Cup. So lots and lots of things going on with That's Football. And going into next season, we will continue doing watch-alongs. We're going to be doing Champions League games, Premier League games, Europa League, the lot. So get involved, please, and get involved. But they're doing well at the moment, Morocco. Another corner here for them. Started off very well. Morocco with a corner here. Benatia got on the end there. And cleared by Portugal. So Morocco pushing a little bit here. Portugal will need to sort out their defence anyway. If they're going to do well in this tournament, they need a strong defence. Debatable whether Pepe and Fonte are a good centre-back pairing, but there we go. Devil's Ace, if the commentary's rubbish where you are, just mute it and get involved with our commentary. That's why we have the timer there, so you can sync in with us if you want to. I mean, there's always a bit of a delay with YouTube, but here is Ronaldo down the right-hand side. Free kick there. Danny's just finished work and he's on the watch along. Let us know in the live comments where you're watching from. We get people watching from all over the world. So if you are new as well, make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, every single World Cup game we're doing as a watch along. Chat, banter and interaction. It's been a brilliant tournament so far, and we've had an early goal in this game from Ronaldo, who's now up to 4 goals for the tournament. So he's leading the way in the Golden Boot at the moment. We've got Uruguay and Saudi Arabia at 4 o'clock, and then Spain, Iran tonight, which I'm really looking forward to. I fancy a few goals in that. I mean, Costa could conceivably get a hat-trick there. So let's see what happens. Kiwi Steve says Portugal game plan looks simple. Give Ronaldo the ball. I personally think Portugal have got more to their game than that. I think their midfield of Moutinho and Carvalho, Maria and Bernardo Silva really does work very hard. And then you've got Ronaldo and Guedes up front. And there's a lot of mobility in the team. I like it. A lot of work. They work really hard, the Portuguese. And a cross is going to come in here with Silva. No, it's not. Now it will. He's looped that too much, but there's plenty of... Ooh, good defending by Morocco there. Nearly dropped to Guedes on the back post, but good defending. Guedes, or whatever his name is. Jamaica, and it's 7:15 AM, says Kaiman. Aaron's watching from Wakanda. Al Doctor's in Antarctica. Evan's watching from his house. We've got Daniel in Orlando. We've got sunny Salford for John Fletch. We've got South Africa for AJ Nell. We've got Hong Kong, Essex, Vatican City, Northern Ireland, Birmingham, Canada, Stockholm, Southend, North Korea, Sweden, Ireland, Malta, and lots of people watching from home. Ronaldo scored. Charlie Collins, header, goal number 4 for him. And Nani's not even in the squad, as Brevy Boy says. Red Flame says, will Ronaldo be the top scorer of this tournament? No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. You know, people think, oh, he's got 4 goals already, he's going to get 10. I guarantee you, when you get, he could get knocked out in the first knockout stage. So you've got to. It's that old saying, isn't it? Make hay while the sun's shining. So he's got to do that over the next few games. Iran is an opportunity for him to get goals, but they probably will park the bus, Iran. I do think that Costa's got a good chance. I think Harry Kane and Lukaku have got a chance in their group. The Russian guy's doing very well. Cherchev, he's got 3. So I don't think he'll get many more than 5, Cherchev, to be honest, though, because you're up against Uruguay next. Very good defence. And then I think they'll probably get knocked out in the first group stage because they're going to have to play Portugal or Spain, I would have thought. So that should be the end of them. Morocco on the attack here. Nice little ball wide. Morocco have had a good account of themselves. Into the box. Get the shot away. Good block. Well blocked by, I think it was Soares. But a good little bit of skill there from the Moroccan number 7, which is Ziyech. Bouteb up front is absolutely massive for Morocco. He's a big lad. Please do share the video if you are watching. Just underneath the video there's a share button. Please share it on Facebook and on Twitter. It'd be absolutely appreciated. I can't take that. Oh, it's got to be a foul. He's not giving it. It was a definite foul on Maria. And the Moroccan even was like, oh, I'm sorry. And the ref plays it on. There's been some shocking refereeing in this. Oh, what a good cutback that was by Morocco. And a foul given anyway. Foul on Martino. Keith Kay's been very impressed by Morocco's pressing. Morocco aren't a bad team. I think I didn't do the Morocco-Iran game. I was watching bits of it and I saw the goal at the end. But Iran just basically parks the bus, didn't they? Morocco are not a bad team. But that was a terrible result. An absolutely terrible result. AJ Nell says Morocco are actually good. They are. The Iran game absolutely messed them up. And it was an own goal, wasn't it, against Iran? But they needed to win that game anyway. I mean, even a point is not really good enough. You've got to beat Iran in this group. But Morocco have done very well. Into the box again. They got another corner. They must have had 3 or 4 corners in this first 20 minutes alone. And they're knocking the ball around nicely, says 300. They are. So, good start. Ronaldo with the early goal, but Morocco definitely giving a good account of themselves. Look at that weather again. I mean, I'm loving this about the Russian World Cup. As I said yesterday, it was a surprise to me because I don't really know what the Russian climate is. Corner headed away, but I love the fact that it's sunny and that's just got the feeling of a World Cup. It's brilliant. Gary Wells is running late. He says, I missed the Ronaldo goal. Was it a good one? Well, it's a cross into the box. He's about level with the 6-yard box. Went in bravely, but you'd expect him to score it. I'll tell you what I like that about Ronaldo as well. He was brilliant at it in his Manchester United days and he's continued it throughout his career. Yeah, he gets all the goals and that, but the amount of times a goalkeeper from a goal kick hits where Ronaldo stood, he's brilliant in the air. Flick-ons, head downs, he's brilliant at it. And it's something that those who appreciate Ronaldo know it's one of his big assets, but it's not obviously one of his biggest assets. He's so good in the air. Danny says if Ronaldo got injured, Portugal would lose. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't think Portugal have got the depth of squad players that teams like Germany and Spain and France have. But it's only the same for France, isn't it? I think if France lost Pogba, they'd be in trouble. I think if Brazil lose Neymar, they're in trouble. So that's why I think Spain are the best I've seen so far, because they're a good team. Followed by Germany, they've got good teams, not necessarily built round one individual. But Brazil, France, and certainly Portugal, they have individuals. Argentina as well. Argentina without Messi, or even with Messi, they're not that good, but without him, they'd be shocking. Morocco doing well in this game. I think Portugal will probably breathe in a little bit easy that they're 1-0 up in this, because, as I said, they did draw with Spain. 1 point. And they need to win this game. And if they hadn't got that goal from Ronaldo, it's a little bit tight, to be honest. Salesh says that Ronaldo is the complete player. He was injured in the Euro final. Yes, Kyle, he was. And they went on to win it brilliantly, didn't they? Nobody fancied them in that final because of that. Arsenic Gunner in case says at 16 Rooney was better than Ronaldo. He was, yeah. Shot straight at the keeper there from outside the box. Brevy Boy says my Saudi boys are playing later. Well, can Saudi Arabia get anything against Uruguay? It's a big ask. It's a big ask. And if they don't, they're going to go home. They shipped 5 goals, didn't they, against Russia? Evil127 is not happy with the Portugal midfield. Where is it? They're not giving any protection to their back four. Free. Morning all, says Chris Wendell. I certainly think Morocco are winning the midfield battle at the moment. It's a good observation from the previous comment there that they are winning the midfield battle at the moment. Brown Wall says it's a 250-1 bet for a Saudi and Iran win. Yeah, I wouldn't even put a pound on that. Still Morocco coming forward at the moment. Oh. Portugal need to get the foot on the ball at the moment because it's just coming back at them all the time. Right, here's Maria. Ronaldo. Oh, come on. He's caught an injury there, Ronaldo. Benatia. That's a yellow card, that is. He should be getting a yellow card for that. Stamps right down on his foot. Nasty. It's shocking from the referee, really. You should be getting some protection from a player like that. When you're coming into the back of a player like that, it's shocking. I don't think this referee started the game very well for both sides. I think he's made mistakes, but you can't come into the back of a player like that and stamp down like that. I don't care who it is. I do agree with you. I think Charlie's right. I think Ronaldo is acting that he was injured there because when you watch it back, it basically stamps on his foot, but the studs don't make contact with the foot. But it easily could have done, and that's why I'm saying it should have been a yellow card because it's only luck that it doesn't. Carrick fan, I only ever saw your comment tomorrow. I don't know what Carrick fan's on about. It just says tomorrow. So I can't add any more than that. And I think Morocco wanted a penalty there. Be interesting to see if VAR pulls it back. They're going mad on the touchline. I still don't get it. Ref's playing on. We haven't seen the incident back again. So as I understand it, the ref said no foul, but if VAR look at it now, they can say to him, go back. So he's obviously not. They're not going to go back. And it's Portugal with a bit of a switch, play, switch, play. Yes, Bernardo Silva's clever. That's a crap pass. Rubbish. Right, let's see if this tackle was a penalty. It's Raphael. He gets turned into the box. Both pulling each other's shirt, to be honest. Yeah, 50-50. They're both tugging each other's shirt there, Raphael and don't know who it was for Morocco. I think the Morocco referee is going to get into a bit of trouble here. He's had a talking to. Nicholas Braid, anything in the rumour of Boateng going to Manchester United? Well, it's in Bild, which is a German outlet, and they're... okay, now he's got scratches all over his body. He has, Raphael, so I don't think that would be a penalty. Yeah, they're quite reliable, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens with it, really, won't we? The gaming line says it wasn't a penalty, and so does Pankaj. I think it was 50-50. It would have been harsh to give a penalty for that when they're both doing the same thing. Casey Teeling, you're right. The Moroccan manager does look like Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones. Half an hour gone. And Faison says that Amrabat is dirty. That's the number 16 who was involved in the penalty incident with Guerrero Rafael. Or Rafael Guerrero. Anyway, Portugal have got a little bit of the ball here for a change. But Morocco soon have it won back. Better team in this half, Morocco. Got to be honest with you. They've been the better team. Portugal, a little bit to be desired. Somebody just asked who does Rafael Guerrero play for? Borussia Dortmund. Just looking through their squad. So Cedric Suez plays for Southampton. Fonte doesn't play for West Ham anymore. I think he's gone to China, hasn't he? Because he plays for Dalian Yifang. Pepe plays for Besiktas. Rafael Guerrero plays for Dortmund. So that's their back four. You got Joao Mario at West Ham. Moutinho still at Monaco. He was there when he went there with Rodriguez years ago, and he stayed there. William Carvalho at Sporting, and then the front three, as we know, we've got Guedes at Valencia, Ronaldo Real Madrid, and Bernardo Silva at Man City. But Portugal haven't done a lot. They've been a bit like Colombia, to be honest, in this game. They've been a little bit like Colombia in this game. Not been able to put many passes together, and the opposition have pressed them a lot better. Russia versus Spain, last 16, says Fion Curtin. That would mean Uruguay, Portugal probably. Anyway, Portugal have got a good chance here. Well, not a good chance. They're on the attack. That's a foul right on the edge of the box. Joao Maria. Soft foul by Benatia, but it's right on the edge of the box. And you wonder whether Ronaldo will just pop up and have this. It's right on the edge of the... It's not even soft, it's a foul. Absolutely. It wasn't Benatia who did it either. Although, the foul they've just had is only the same as what Fonte just did on Bantab in the penalty box. It's one of those though, isn't it? If it's in the box, it's never going to be a penalty. If it's outside the box, ref will give it. Football's always been like that. Nonna Walker says Ronaldo banger incoming. So it's a free kick on the edge of the box here. No one else is going to take it. Ronaldo. It probably doesn't suit Ronaldo, to be honest. I think this is probably a little bit too close for him. I would have liked to have seen Bernardo Silva taking this. A little dink over the top. Ronaldo scored the first goal. It was a penalty. It wasn't a penalty, was it? It was a header from across. But I think this is too close for Ronaldo, but he loves to prove his critics wrong. Let's see what he does. Ronaldo into the wall. Whoever said that? Fion Curtin, you were right. Too close for Ronaldo, that was. Don't know what he was doing. With a free kick like that, you need to be dinking it. Carvalho. Oh. Get that cross in. Corner ball. Yeah, I agree with you, Fion. It was way too close. Way too close. Bernardo Silva should have took it, but Joy Deep, you're right. Anyway, corner for Portugal, who lead thanks to Cristiano Ronaldo in the first 5 minutes, but they've not had a sniff since then. And Morocco clear the corner. Ted J didn't get a notification from YouTube. Yeah, for some reason, YouTube is rubbish at notifications at the moment. Just remember, we're live for every World Cup game, so just get yourself on YouTube. That's football, and we'll be live. Ronaldo scored in the first 5 minutes. It's 1-0. Having said that, I think for the half an hour after that, because we nearly are on the 35 minutes, Morocco have been the better team. Portugal have struggled to get on the ball. Morocco have pressed high up the pitch, and again, they've got the ball back. And Portugal are going to have to do something, really, because they're being got at all the time. Very similar to the Japan-Colombia game, where Japan just pressed the life out of Colombia, who couldn't string passes together. Rui Patricio, I think he has just signed for Wolves, Vishnu. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, click the icon and subscribe. We're live for every World Cup watch along, and we're trying to get up to 37,000 subscribers today, so it'd be great to do that during the 3 games that we've got. On the point of notifications, you won't get a notification anyway unless you click the bell and tick to get all notifications, so you do need to do that. YouTube even then isn't totally reliable, but you won't get a notification unless you've subscribed and clicked the bell and tick to get all notifications. Joe Amarillo needs to be subbed, says Ban Substance. Yeah, he didn't play the last game, did he? And he's not been great in this game either. I think they need somebody else in that midfield. Free kick to Morocco here. Every time I see the Morocco coach now, I do think Jamie Lannister. Anyway, there's an opportunity for Morocco to put a cross in here to the box, which they have. And it's Ronaldo who gets up, and the keeper's caught it. G. Guti says that Ronaldo is playing so bad. I don't think Ronaldo's had anything to do in this game, really. He scored a goal. I think Portugal in general are playing bad, and to be honest, it's the midfield of Portugal that's playing really bad, because you can't really blame it on Guedes, Silva and Ronaldo when they're not getting any of the ball. But Morocco are the better team. I just don't know what went wrong with Morocco against Iran. I mean, realistically, what went wrong with Morocco against Iran? They should have got that. George, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. John O'Carroll, I mean, Australia were very unlucky against France. And are they the 1 o'clock game tomorrow? Australia-Denmark? Because I'll be covering it if it is 1 o'clock. And that's a big game tomorrow. I mean, Denmark beating Peru was... You can never say it wasn't deserved, because you get what you deserve in football most of the time. But Peru are another team that I predicted they'd do very well in this tournament, Peru. And... they're going to have to beat France tomorrow in the 4 o'clock game, or they're going home. Similar for Australia tomorrow against Denmark. I'll give them a chance, but they've got to get a result in that game. Fire, I put a post up on the Patreon page today. Yeah, there's an announcement on there today, so there you go. England game was the most watched programme of the year, says Ban Substance. And I think our most watched watch-along is... was the Brazil game on Sunday night. A lot of people saying Denmark are going to beat Australia. Well, join me tomorrow at 1 o'clock for that one. I mean, I'd like Australia to win that. I've got nothing against Denmark. I just think I'd love Peru to beat France and Australia to beat Denmark, because then they'd all be on 3 points going into the last game, which would make it brilliant. I want some groups to be close, to be honest. And I think we will get some close groups in the third games, because the World Cup has delivered in that way so far. You wonder if this ref actually ever wants to get his yellow card out. He seems to just be letting the game go all the time. Brevy Boy, Morocco are passing circles around these guys at the moment. The games I'm doing today is obviously this one, and I'm doing... that reminds me, actually, I need to set the stream up for that at half-time. It should have been 2-0. Geddes. Put through one-on-one, hit it straight at the keeper. He seems to lack a bit of conviction. He looks a bit nervous in a Portugal shirt to me, Geddes. But it's Ronaldo who would have got the assist for this. Lovely little ball through to Geddes. He's got to finish that. And keeper does quite well, but he's got to score. Should be 2-0. What a ball from Ronaldo, says AJ Nell. So yeah, I'm doing this one, and I'm doing Spain at 7 o'clock tonight. Xander's doing Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia, which I would think there's going to be a lot of goals in that. But you just never know in this World Cup, do you? Another foul here for Ibanez. He's got to have a yellow card this time. 3 fouls. Look at that little Moroccan, number 14. He's going like this. I'd give him one as well. Get out of my face, you little... Busafa. So Benasia's on a yellow card. To be honest, I think Benasia's been trying to get a yellow card. He's just been taking Ronaldo out all the time. He'll stop doing it now. Yeah, the timer's right, mate. I'm just checked it for you there. Nick Player says Australia to win the World Cup. I think a few people are moaning about the title. Look, at the end of the day, it says Watchalong in the title, and people probably won't even know what Watchalong means anyway until they click the video. So it's just one of those, isn't it? For people who think it's the live game, I don't think there's any, but I've not seen one. I mean, you sometimes get it for Premier League games, but I've actually not seen one stream on YouTube showing a World Cup game. They're all radio or watch-alongs and things like that. So you shouldn't be on YouTube looking to watch the game anyway. And actually, it's bloody easy to watch the game. It's all over the world. So it's a watch-along, and that's fine. And to be honest, you get Portugal versus Morocco FIFA 18, and then you click it and it's someone playing FIFA Predict. So, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? Our title was absolutely fine. People just need to grasp what a watch-along is. You can't watch World Cup games on YouTube. They'll just shut you down. It's illegal. So it's a watch-along, and we are here for every single World Cup game. So subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome. All around the world, I know there's people watching. Get involved in the live comments, or just sit back and enjoy the interaction between fans. We're fast approaching half-time here. And Morocco losing 1-0, although they've been the better team. Ronaldo's goal separates it. Maybe we thought we might get a couple of more goals after that, because Ronaldo scored in the first 5 minutes, didn't he? Mark Torbett says this Portugal team's bang average. Well, you've got to be careful with that. You've got to be careful with that sort of a comment, because they weren't bang average against Spain, they were fantastic as a team. And I know Ronaldo got the goals, but they played really well as a team. I just think maybe Portugal play better when they're the underdog. I don't think Portugal have ever been that good. When I think back, Portugal tend to, even in qualifiers, friendlies, previous World Cups, previous Euros, Portugal tend to struggle when they're the favourite, and they do better when they're not the favourite. So, but they haven't. For all Morocco's endeavour, they haven't actually created a chance. So, if England play Portugal, they'll get beaten. Portugal have got the voodoo on England. Haven't played each other for a while, but there's numerous games I can think of where Portugal have beaten England. There was a group game in... Was it the Euros in 2000? England went 2-0 up and Portugal came back and won 3-2, Figo. Knocked out twice on penalties, once in the Euros in 2004, once in the World Cup in 2006. So Portugal have always got the drop on England. There's a Moroccan player down injured here with after a clash with Carvalho. Belhanda. He's clutching the top of his head, and I think it was more of a connection in their face. So Keith K says that Russia have played the best football so far. A lot of people talking about Fred to Manchester United in the live comments. I mean, what you've got to remember is he is part of the World Cup squad, and the United have already announced that a deal's been agreed. Fred to Manchester United is basically a done deal. It's just the next official thing, I presume, will be when the player's available. So Jack says that Russia and Iceland have been his favourites so far. Morocco in down the right here. And he will keep it on, but he might get a free kick for that. No. They've had a good old battle, they have. Guerrera and Amrabat. And he's got a free kick here for Morocco just before half-time. Well, right before half-time. So, opportunity to put a cross in. Tony Adams, Wilshere is not better than Fred. Wilshere's not better than bloody John Joe Shelvey. Cross comes in for Morocco. Oh, flick on. And it was just ahead of Benatia on the back post to nod it in home. Could have been 1-1 at half-time there. Possibly you could make a case that it should be... In fact, I'm not going to make a case. I personally think that it should be 1-1 at half-time. Let's just have a look at everybody's vote in this game. I tell you what, you can vote who's going to win this game. In the top right-hand corner. We do have a poll in the top right-hand corner for all these games. The vote at the moment stands 90% for Portugal to win, no percent for Morocco to win, and 10% for a draw, which is ridiculous because on that first half performance, I think... it's a long way back for Morocco, but they've probably been the better team and they're losing 1-0. Silent Fusion makes a good point. Morocco don't have a striker, and that's what's ruining them. How many teams have we seen in the tournament like that? I think you could say the same of Croatia, Serbia, Nigeria. Lots and lots of teams who defend well, move the ball around well, and then get to the final third, and they've got nothing. Egypt against Uruguay were like that. I mean, you could say the same about Egypt last night as well. I mean, Russia win it 3-1, but for a lot of that game, it was quite equal. And I think there's a lot of teams who just don't have a cutting edge. And that's the half-time whistle. I must just tell everybody what my score prediction was. I mean, I am doing this Super Brew Predictor League, and I had an absolute stinker yesterday. Really wasn't good. So, my prediction today for Portugal versus Morocco was 3-0 to Portugal. I don't think I'm going to get that. I don't. But, yeah. 3-0 to Portugal, I said, before kickoff. You know, has anybody watched BBC and ITV coverage of this World Cup? Because when I look at their studio, they must either be right next door to each other or on top of each other, because they've got the same view. They always do have a cracking view, though, don't they? I bet it's just a big tower of like cabin boxes that loads and loads of different TV broadcasters have got. Casey says, "What do you think of the game?" Oh, what do I think of the Game of Thrones? I liked the Game of Thrones. Yeah, it's not finished yet, though, is it? Right, so 1-0 to Portugal at half-time, and Morocco have been very, very impressive. Very impressive. How does that stand in relation to the group? Well, at the moment, Iran sit top of the group with 3 points, and Portugal and Spain shared second and third with 1 point, and Morocco have 0 points. So at this point in time, if it stayed like this, Portugal would go up to 4 points, Iran would be second and third, and then Spain play them tonight with 1 point for Spain, so they could leapfrog them. And we could have a situation where tonight you've got Portugal and Spain on 4 points, Iran on 3 points, and Morocco effectively going home. So that is that's what everybody predicts is going to happen. Whether it will happen or not, I don't know. Kane says, "Do you watch Vikings?" Loads of people keep saying that to me. I watched the first season and sort of got bored. What BBC and ITV using the same green screen type budget, says Ed Woodward. Apparently they're not. Apparently they are there, but it's an impressive view. Just watching the Ronaldo goal again. Lovely cross the way it dips down, and he can't miss. He can't miss. There's a bit of something going on at the front post, but do you think you can match Sanders' goal reaction, says Ed Woodwards? Which reaction was that? Griezmann reminds me of a young Tyrion Lannister, says Mini Diver. And Ronaldo to coach when he jogs off for half-time. Silva got to go. Watch Silva get subbed off, says Asil Martinson. Keep your eye on that. What an observation that is. Let's see if he's right. Asil saying that Ronaldo said to the coach at half-time that he got to go. He's got to go. So let's see if there's anything in that. Morocco definitely bossed that half. I personally would have took Mario off, to be honest. Vignish, what do I think about Bernardo Silva? I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's kept. He didn't really take the world by storm at City, and I don't think he's been absolutely fantastic for Portugal today either. Xander's in the live comments. Remember, you can join Xander for the 4 o'clock game, which is Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia. What's going to happen in that? I quite fancy a few goals in that. I do. Pankaj wants me to do a Love Island watch-along. I'd have to watch Love Island in the first place to do that. Amin says, where are the other Portugal players? Why is it just Ronaldo making the goals? And Bukaki King says you'd love Love Island. Has Ronaldo been any good, says Xander. No, I don't think Portugal have been very good at all. They got an early goal and Morocco have run the game. But Morocco should have beat Iran. I think Morocco, if they had a finisher in this game, they'd be back in it. And let's not forget, I keep saying this, Portugal drew their first game. It was the game of the tournament, but Portugal drew it. If Morocco can get back into this or even beat them, then Portugal would be in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. So what are we thinking? If you think this game could turn the other way, top the right-hand corner, there's an eye. You can cast your vote. Portugal win, Morocco win, or a draw. Let us know. I still think Portugal will win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Morocco got back into it. Xander says that the beautiful thing about this World Cup is, having watched all the first few performances, I've got no idea who's going to win it. I think the second games are massive for Argentina, Brazil and Germany. Let's see what happens with that. Toby Foster says that Morocco really aren't up to that much. And Jack says, are you short? No, I'm not. I'm very long. Each underdog team is performing this tournament, says Kavan. I think there's a few that haven't. Saudi Arabia, but maybe they will. Maybe this will be their afternoon where they do. A draw incoming, says 300. Belgium are a good shout to win it, says Kane Pogba. I think you've got to see Belgium play a decent team first. 2 or 3, Portugal still no 0-0. Portugal will get it together second half and win 3-0, says Ross Gallagher. That sometimes happens, Ross, doesn't it? Where maybe Morocco have had their chance in this first half and now a team gets in at half time. I mean, the best example of that was the 1 o'clock kickoff yesterday. Japan go 1-0 ahead. Colombia go down to 10 men. Colombia run the game until half time. They get back to 1-1 and then the Japanese get in at half time and the coaches do their work and then dominate. So you had 30 minutes in the first half where Colombia had 10 men and absolutely dominated Japan. Second half, Japan sort it out and dominate Colombia. So, yeah, you would hope to see that from Portugal, a little bit more expansion. But they need to. They've got to win this game. It's a massive game for Portugal. They've got to win. They must win this game. Right. Let's have a look and see if there is anything going on in the world of football to report at half time. Lots of talk about Ronaldo. And that's about it. Oh, Twitter's a funny place, isn't it? Twitter's a funny place in the summer. People start falling out with each other about in-the-know transfer news, when the reality is, on Twitter, nobody's in the know. We run one of the biggest Manchester United accounts on Twitter, and we're not in the know. But you've got Man United, I've got information, and it's just they start arguing with each other. And it's other clubs as well. It's hilarious. None of them bloody know anything. Carl Davis 14 says that Fred will be officially announced tomorrow. Says who? Says who? Says who? Where's who? Where's who? Yeah, I don't really like Twitter anymore, to be honest. Just watching Darius Vassell miss a penalty against Portugal. Crap penalty. Cavan, would you take Banega at United? No, but I think it'd be a good signing for Liverpool or Arsenal. Lynn Hall says Portugal have been disappointing so far. Sky have apparently posted the Fred news. Maybe they've got it from somewhere. We'll probably talk about that tonight on the United Stand. The United Stand will be live at 9 PM tonight. Right. What else do you want to talk about? Second half of this game, I suppose. Louise, I didn't even know you were on there. I hope you're doing well, Louise. Matthew says, Twitter's toxic, but I love it. Office or Alan Partridge, says Rob. I love both, but I would go, aha, for Alan Partridge. I think the second half's going to be good because Morocco are going home if they lose this. So I think the second half's going to be good. It's horrible. I tell you what, I'd be gutted if Morocco beat Portugal. It'd be a double 1 PM of nightmare results for me because I want Portugal and Colombia to do well. England are playing on Sunday at 1 o'clock. The gap between games, I think, is a day longer than normal for some reason. Can I just ask a favour of everybody? If you could share the video, that would be fantastic. It's underneath the live stream. There should be a share button. And if you are on Twitter or Facebook, as we were just talking about, you can just click the link and it will allow you to share it on your pages, which would be massively appreciated as we try to grow this channel throughout the World Cup. Remember, we will be live for every single game, doing a watch along throughout the World Cup. Thoroughly enjoying it at the moment, as I hope a lot of you are as well. And long may it continue, this fantastic World Cup that we're getting. The match should be starting again very soon in Zaman Khan. Thanks, Bukaki King. And Flipper, my favourite World Cup, I was asked this yesterday actually. My favourite World Cup is always going to be Italia 90 because it's the first proper one I can remember. And England went all the way to the semi-finals and it just felt very, very magical. And bit like Christmas, it's always better when you're a kid, isn't it? So, yeah. Really enjoy both the channels. Keep up the work, says Mark Cavan. And Alan, there is, if you can find somebody on YouTube showing the actual game, I'll be stunned because you can't do it. So we're a watch along stream on here and we can't show you the match footage, no. So I'm watching it, a lot of people are watching it, but they just find the commentary and stuff a little bit boring, or they just want to interact with fans while it's live and discuss things. So that's what a watch along is all about, really. It's like, you know, we all watch the game together and we comment on it and you know, have a bit of a debate and discussion. So that's what it's all about. It's a weird concept. I don't profess to understand it. I enjoy doing them, and people enjoy watching them. We started doing it on the United Stand, which is our Manchester United fan channel, about 2.5 years ago, because we do a lot of live streams on there, and some of our fans were like, "Can't you go live when there's a game so we can just chat about it?" So we did it, and it always works really well. So we thought, yeah, let's do that for the World Cup, and again, it's worked quite well. So the players are coming out for the second half. And let's get the ticker going. Ronaldo to kick it off. And we're away. Second half. So, the football's back up and running, which is great. Hassan says, like the video and he'll give you 20 years good luck. It'd be nice if you did like the video. That would be fantastic. I've not been asking people to like the video throughout any of these streams, actually. I should start doing that. We always do it on the United Stand. Please do, if you're watching, like the video. That would be absolutely fantastic. It does make a difference. So, please do like the video. Portugal has started off quite well here. Ronaldo is offside. Miles offside. Kenneth Hogland says, where can you get a United Stand mug? Oh, mate, we need to start doing merchandise. Everyone says it every year, and I'm just swamped doing everything that I do. That, you know, if we had like somebody whose job was admin and stuff, it would be great to do stuff like that, because I just haven't got the time for it. But I do have my own mug. In fact, I've got 2. There's about 5 in circulation. Play on here. So Bernardo Silva did come on in the second half, so that theory that he was going to be taken off was wrong. Maybe he's been given a kick up the backside and given 5 minutes. Portugal have started a little bit better this half. And Ronaldo there with the flick on, and that will be a corner. So bit of a quicker out the block start from Portugal, who need to be quicker out the box because Morocco have done very, very well. Thanks for that. I don't know why I've got 0-0 in the title. It should not be 0-0 because it's 1-0. Corner to Portugal. They scored in the first 5 minutes of the first half from a corner. Here comes the corner again. And Fonte heads it wide. So they won't be scoring from that corner in the second half. Oh, sorry. The timer is up and running. I just haven't pressed the ticker. So, yeah, we're 2.5 minutes into this second half. Portugal down that side again with Arabat. Time. Oh, God. Taking too many touches, Portugal, at the moment. Ronaldo, Tabish scored for Portugal. Need you ask? Byron's going to do some merchandise for us. There you go. A few people asking who scored. Ronaldo, James. So let's see if the second half continues the same way as the first half, which was effectively Morocco pressing high up and pushing Portugal back. I mean, Portugal still had the better chances of the half. I mean, that little assist from, well, it wasn't an assist because they didn't score. That through ball from Ronaldo for Geddes, 1-on-1. I think he should have done better than that. I think that was the best chance of the half other than the goal. But Morocco definitely were the better team. And Portugal, as I said in the first half, Portugal have struggled, and they always seem to struggle when they are the favourites. Ed Woodward says the Morocco kit looks like a bunch of Christmas elves. It is a bit festive, Ed. It is a bit festive. There's Ronaldo, tackled. See, they're quick. Morocco barely getting time to take a touch, and Portugal getting very little time to take a touch. Danon, TJ, there's your shout out. Nani's not at the World Cup, James Earls, which is surprising. Free kick's been taken here. Geddes slips it into Mario. Oh, he's rubbish. Ronaldo! Oh, Ronaldo! Oh, no. Geddes mishits it. Falls to the edge of the box. Ronaldo's running onto it. You think this is going to be 2-0. And he puts it way over the bar. Calvin says his window's just been smashed. Joy Deep, I wouldn't say what a miss. He would have had to do a lot to score from there, but it was a terrible shot over the bar. But it was a lot of work to be done. Gelson Martins, I don't think he's had a run out yet for Ed Flintstone. How's Wilmot? I think it was a miss hit, Daniel. Why would it be on purpose? Brandon Ronaldo scored the goal. Mark Young he likes the Moroccan kit. He says it's one of the most underrated kits in the World Cup. Slightly better from Portugal in this second half. They're moving the ball around a lot better. Oh, there was a first time pass there. Come on. Silva again. I think Ronaldo's right. Get Bernardo Silva off. Arabat for Morocco. He's had a good old battle against Guerrera at left back. Fonte. Silva clears it. SD says he loves the Germany World Cup. Amrabat is number 16. It's been a good, like I said, it's been a good old tussle with him and Guerrera, the left back for Portugal. Do I like the Irish? Says Colin. I lived there for 3 years, mate. So yes, I do. There's a lot. I tell you what, there's been a lot of tumbling and fouls and free kicks in this game. It's sort of flowed, ruined the flow a little bit. That was a foul, though, to be fair. Morocco are quite a physical team. Good turn from Geddes. Loses it though. Morocco have definitely been the better team on the ball. Their passing's been much, much better. I didn't go to any Drogheda games when I was over there, Jack Brown, but my best mate lives in Drogheda. It was on the same train line as me though, just I was living in Malahide. What's my favourite kit at this World Cup, says Druv Asher. Well, I'll open that to everybody to answer, as I like to get lots of different opinions. So what's your favourite kit at the World Cup so far? I'm a traditionalist, so... Oh, it was a good shot, that was. I thought I was going to nestle in the corner there. Keeper just plucked it out the air, but he was on the edge of the box. And good shot from Balhanda. And he catches it really well, but the keeper has no problems with it. Rui Patricio, who I believe has just signed for Wolves. Jack likes the Nigerian kit. Keith Fogarty likes the German kit. German kits are always nice, actually. Amrabat's done well there, and he's got his free kick. I think Portugal are going to have to change things. I don't know what you lot think at home, but I think he's going to have to change things because Morocco are just the better team at the moment. I don't know how he gets a foul, though, Amrabat. He's a dirty git. He's been fouling Guerrero all game. And he gets the foul. Weird. The referee's not been good. Ban substance is right. I'd take Mario and Silva off for Portugal. I think both of them have been quite poor. What a save! Rui Patricio. Corner, cross comes in towards the goal. Glancing header. It bounces in front of him and it's going in the bottom corner and he just keeps his eye on it and palms it away. He's a good keeper. Full rent. Oh, it's a very good save, that is. What a save! Another corner for Morocco, though. You've got to feel that it's getting to the point where Morocco deserve a goal. Another free kick here. X-Name Less X says absolutely outstanding save. Great move for Wolves. Cross comes in, Fonte gets rid of it. SKN is a lot of people have said this. He said Portugal are actually average. I always just feel that Portugal perform better when they're the underdog. I know I said that in the first half, but it is very true. They perform better when they're the underdog. If you've watched Portugal over the years, they do tend to struggle when they are the favourite. Oh, I agree with you there, Michael Reynolds. He says Arsenal should have bought Portugal's goalie. Liverpool should have bought Portugal's goalie. I mean, Gelson Martin's coming on for Bernardo Silva. I think, like was said at half-time, maybe it was a little bit too early to sub him there. Give him another 10 minutes. But he ain't been very good in this game, Bernardo Silva. Gelson Martins comes on. Geddes needs to come off as well, says 300. So this is the lad, Gelson Martins, who's trying to get his contract torn up at Sporting Lisbon and could be available for free, which was really exciting a lot of Liverpool and Arsenal fans. So keep your eye on him. Callum, which games am I doing today? So I'm doing this one, obviously, and I'm doing Spain at 7 o'clock. And hopefully I'll get my cocktail tonight. I was promised my cocktail last night, but it was never delivered. So tonight I'm looking for a cocktail. So let's see. I think there might be some goals tonight. Uruguay, Saudi Arabia is 4 o'clock. Xander's doing that. I think that's an interesting game. I think that'll be an interesting game. If Saudi Arabia lose, they're going home. Will they ship more goals than they did against Russia? They let 5 in against that. Suarez and Cavani could get a lot of goals in that game. And everyone's saying, well, it's Ronaldo and Costa and Kane and Lukaku for the Golden Boot. We've only had one game. If Uruguay get a hatful today, then Suarez and that are in for a shout, aren't they? Oh, just over the bar from Benicia. They're getting closer. They're getting closer. Nick Pendragon says, I still get the feeling that if Morocco don't score soon, Ronaldo's going to break their hearts. And Assel says, Silva subbed off. See, I'm going to give you half a point there, Assel, because you said it was going to happen at half time. But I think what actually happened is they did want to take him off, but they thought, let's just give him another 10 minutes. So well done on that one. Let's see what Mertens is like, because he could work his way into the tournament. Timo Werner for Golden Boot, says 300. Yeah, it can be won by somebody who's going to go a long way in the tournament. That's a really good point to make, because remember, some of these people who are scoring goals, they might only be scoring goals until the first knockout game and then they're out. If you play for a team that's going to play 7 games, you've got a better chance of the Golden Boot. So yeah, I agree with you that just because Timo Werner hasn't scored yet doesn't mean he won't do. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're doing watch-alongs for every single World Cup game. So get involved with the That's Football Ultras, which is basically everybody on the live comments, as christened by George Kyle, who I haven't seen for a while. I know we've got Brevy Boy and Matthew McFadden on as the moderators today. Snaps is normally here. Anyone know where? I don't know where Snaps is. Anyone know where Snaps is? He's always here. But they do a great job. Anyway, yeah, get involved with That's Football. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and we're having a great World Cup. It's some effort to cover every game. I mean, is there anybody here who's actually watched every game with us so far? Amrabat again. Him and Guerrero have had a right battle. It's been the most interesting part of the game, to be honest. Morocco deserve a goal, but I tell you what, if Morocco do get a goal and it ends a draw, Portugal have only got 2 points. Well, good turn by Martins, sorry. I'm getting mixed up with the Belgian. Oh, that'll be a foul. What? I've got to say, I think this ref's been generally crap in this game. I've got to be honest with you. Anthony Muller says, I've watched every game except a bit of last night's game. I played FIFA. Funny, the only game I've actually missed in this World Cup so far was France-Australia, but I listened to it on the radio, and 70 minutes of England, which you would never have thought I would miss. I was meant to do the watch-along for that, but I had a bit of a family issue that I had to sort out, which meant that I missed 70 minutes of the England game and the watch-along, which is ridiculous because it was the game I was looking forward to the most. And actually would have been the most memorable watch-along we've done, because to win it in the last minute with England never happens. So that would have been a brilliant watch-along, but hopefully we'll get other brilliant watch-alongs with England, and if not, we'll get plenty of drama in this tournament anyway. I mean, if the first round of group games have been what they've like, imagine what the knockout games are going to be like. There's going to be some... I mean, look at the amount of penalty decisions we've had. Imagine when it happens in a bloody quarter-final or a knockout game, which it will. It's going to be highly contentious. 63 minutes gone. Morocco still pushing. Anaban, France, Peru tomorrow is 4 o'clock. I think Xander's down to do that, but I will be watching it, yeah. I don't know, I normally have a look actually, it's a good point. I normally do have a look at what the games are. Groups and schedule. Let's have a quick look. So, as we know, we've got Iran, Spain at 7 o'clock tonight. We've got Uruguay and Saudi Arabia at 4 o'clock. Tomorrow, you've got France and Peru at 4 o'clock. Denmark and Australia at 1 o'clock. And the 7 o'clock game tomorrow, Argentina, Croatia. That's going to be massive. That's a massive, massive game because that's a bit of a... That's the group of death. In many ways, that is the group of death because Argentina, Croatia have already won. Argentina dropped points in their mind against Iceland. Then on Friday, the 1 o'clock game on Friday is Brazil versus Costa Rica, which will be interesting. 4 o'clock game, you've got Nigeria against Iceland. Again, very interesting. And then Friday night at 7, it's Milinkovic-Savic. It's Serbia. It's Switzerland. It's 7 o'clock. And then we're into the weekend. It's flight. I tell you what, though, just sit back and enjoy this World Cup. Please do sit back and enjoy this World Cup because it is going to be over before you know it. It's already just flying by and you've got to enjoy it while it's here. Which I think we all are. We all are. Please do smash a like on the like button on the video if you're enjoying the watch-alongs. Can't do it without you. You're all absolutely fantastic. You're making the games so much better. I mean, I think of the World Cups I've watched in the past and I've just sat there watching it with myself. Because there's nobody in my household that's going to watch these sort of games. You know, I've taken days off work and just sat and watched 3 games with a big bag of crisps and stuff like that. So this concept is just brilliant. To be able to go live watching games with you lot and interact with the live comments is absolutely brilliant. Fair play to social media and YouTube for making it possible. How much football have we watched as well? I mean, how many games has there been so far? It's like watching... How many games are there altogether in the World Cup? I think this ref's crap, Silent Fusion. I agree with you. But fair play for Ronaldo getting a goal. It's been slim pickings in this game. Free kick on the edge of the box to Morocco now. He's a bad ref. He's a bad ref. No, Kian, it's not. People think that, but it isn't. Matthew, I'm just going to have a little personal conversation with Matthew McFadden here. Draughty, do you think he's on the wind-up at the moment? Everybody, he just keeps like he's now Gelson Martins on a free to Manchester United. Would you do it? I mean, I know Draughty. I know we're good friends, and some of the stuff he's tweeting at the moment, I think he's just on the wind-up. He was on about Wilshere last night. There's no way he'd want Jack Wilshere. There's no way he'd want Gelson Martins at United. And he's trying to be all Mr. Economical. Let's do free deals like with Stoke. I'm just not getting involved in it. Anyway, free kick over the bar from Morocco. They're running out of time. I tell you what, it's a shame. If Morocco lose this game, they're basically out. And they're not a bad side. They're not a bad side. They've got, not only are they a good footballing side, they're also physically very good. I think in a different group and with a striker, they do a lot better. But how did they lose against Iran? Please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we've got nearly 1,000 people watching at the moment. You're all very welcome. We're doing watch-alongs for every single World Cup game. So wherever you are in the world, whoever you support, get involved with That's Football. And, as I just said there, I mean, it's just a great community if you're watching the World Cup games. Every single game will be live. So if you're watching the World Cup game, get yourself on YouTube, type That's Football in. We'll be live discussing the games. Uruguay and Saudi Arabia at 4, and then Spain tonight. And if you are a fan of the United Stand, which is our Manchester United fan channel, which is nothing to do with That's Football, because That's Football's for everybody. But if you like a bit of United chat, we're doing that at 9 o'clock every night at the moment because of the World Cup. Good video last night, wasn't it, I thought? Anthony Muller, Draughty won't come on any watch-alongs anymore. He doesn't do that. He just sticks to Twitter now. Marvin Millen says that Guerrera needs to come off for his sake. He's had a battle today and I think Amrabat's won it. No, Sam, I'm not. There is a substitution coming up. Bruno Fernandes is coming on. It should be for Maria. They should be shutting up shop a bit in the midfield now. Again, Bruno Fernandes is another player. It is for Mario as well. I should see. I'm very good. He's another player who's potentially free from Sporting Lisbon. So another player to keep an eye on. Stephen Tate says, I fancy Morocco against Spain. It won't matter. Morocco beating Spain won't matter if they lose this game because 3 points is not going to get them through. They'll be out by the time they play Spain. Matthew McFadden says, yes, Bruno's on. This guy is a rifle of a shot. Sign him up for United. Unreal last season. Scores so many world-class goals. Well, let's see if he can do it in this game. Martins is losing the ball in difficult situations here for Portugal, so I don't think he'll be endearing himself any better than Bernardo Silva was at this stage. Mario's been awful today, says Andrew Rossi. He certainly has, mate. He hasn't been very good. Lackland says, who scored? Ronaldo. Oosh! Corner. Oosh! That was a header. So 1-0. Sam Howell's talking about Alan Sugar's tweet today. Sam, all I can say is in this modern world, I just feel sorry for older people because that's a bloke who's in his 70s and the world was a different place even 20 years ago. And you just cannot say stuff like that, whether you're joking or not. It was ill-advised. And effectively, it was for people who didn't know what was happening, he made a condescending comment about the Senegal team and people who sell things on the beach. And then he said he's sorry for it and it was a joke. But it's a joke that will have racial connotations and you cannot do that. You cannot do that. People can hold those beliefs because that's the way of the world. It's wrong, but there are people out there who have those beliefs and think those things are funny. But you cannot share it on a public forum, especially when you've got as much of an influence like that. It was wrong to do it. And he knows it was wrong to do it, but I think you're always going to see people making mistakes like that on social media because people aren't robots, are they? And also, as I said, the age thing is massive. Absolutely massive. I was saying this to my daughter the other day. She's 10. And we were talking about something. And I said, yeah, but you do know that your grandparents were racists. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, well, because they weren't maliciously racist. It's just that they were living in like the 30s and the 40s, and what was acceptable then is unacceptable now. Maybe they should put an age restriction on people who go on Twitter so they don't put their foot in it. But then again, then you'd be an ageist, so you can't do right for doing wrong, can you? But no, it was ill-advised. Anyway, enough of that. Portugal are doing a lot better now with Carvalhal. I get his name. I always get his name wrong. Ronaldo, nice little touch to the wide. Morocco will clear. Morocco is starting to run out of time. Ritvik says that the referee is favouring Morocco. I think he has done a little bit, but I think in general he's been bad anyway. Here's Martins into the box. Lay it off. Too many touches. Cross. Morocco clear. About 20 minutes to go. And it's 1-0 to Portugal. I do want Portugal to win, yeah. I'm a massive Ronaldo fan. I do want Portugal to win. But Portugal are a bit like the Portugal-Italy, really. They are very good at grinding out results. And they do play well against when they're the underdog. And when they're the favourite, they do results like this. So Quasmark says, you got it wrong this morning. You said that Liechtensteiner plays for Switzerland and they're his captain. He had well on the game. Oh yeah, lots of people were on about. I did a video this morning talking about Liechtensteiner, who I thought he played for Denmark. The reality is, did I make a mistake? Yes, but I did the watch along for Switzerland, Brazil. So in my defence, what I would say is, it just shows you how good a player Lichtsteiner is. I can't even remember what bloody country he plays for. I can tell you what he is, what I know him to be. I may not remember what country he plays for, but I know he was a reserve at Juventus, and he's 34. And that just shows you the quality of players that Arsenal are signing. And I'm not digging Arsenal out again. I'm just saying they're all getting happy about the players they're signing. And I think Emery will do a good job, but they're not signings that are going to make any massive difference, are they? Rui Patricio is immensely better than Bernd Leno. He is. Wolves are going. I've just tweeted it out on the United Stand account. I think that there's a very, very big chance in this next coming up Premier League season that Wolves could actually finish. Will be battling Arsenal for 6. You prepare to be amazed about Wolves. They're going to be a really good team. You heard it here first. That's all you did. Anyway, we're getting close to 37,000 subscribers, which would be brilliant to do that today. We've got all 3 games covered. Remember, we're doing all the World Cup games as a watch-along. So if you are watching the games, get yourself on YouTube, get yourself on That's Football, and get involved in the chat. It's great to have you all. If you are new, you're very welcome to the channel. We've been running for about a year now. We have all our shows are live and interactive. We have a transfer show that looks like it's going to be going out at 9 o'clock in the morning for the next couple of weeks with the World Cup. It's normally midday, but obviously it's a bit difficult with the World Cup. Although next week we can go back to midday because the 1 o'clock kickoffs are gone. We do watch-alongs for the Champions League. We cover all the transfer news, all the big news. Went live when Zidane got sacked. So basically it's just a football channel for everybody to get involved with and have their say, really, because I'm a firm believer, as I am. That's why the United Stand started, which is a Manchester United YouTube channel that we run. Fans are the most important thing in football, and I don't think that fans are catered for enough by the media. So that's what we're all about. And I'm not interested in talking to journalists or ex-players. All I'm interested in is getting your opinions and interacting with you. So subscribe, get involved, spread the word, and share the videos and like the videos. And really enjoying this World Cup. Really enjoying it. I mean, this game hasn't lived up to that first 5 minutes. I think Morocco played really well in it, but they should have done a lot better. They should have got a goal a lot sooner than this. But Portugal, I would say Portugal have done enough at the moment. That's about it. I tell you what, I'm just setting up the. I can't show you all at the moment, but the thumbnail for the Uruguay game. I love it. It's my favourite one so far. And by thumbnail, I mean, like, you know, when you find the video and you see like what the image for the video is. So we've got Ronaldo on this one. The Uruguay one is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Really like the colour contrast and the picture. I don't like the picture of who it is, but it's good. Another free kick to Morocco here. Wolves here we go. Keita and Fabinho, apologies. Wolves will be battling relegation just like all the newly promoted teams. Come back in a year, Keita. Let's see who's right. I don't believe you. I think that they will be not battling relegation. I think they will be in the top half of the table without a problem at all. But we've got just over 10 minutes left in this game. And Morocco put a cross in. And it goes wide. I tell you what, though. Morocco haven't really... As much as Morocco probably have been the better team in this game, they've still got to get past Rui Patricia in goal, who, for me, has probably been one of the better players on the pitch for Portugal. So, how are we feeling in the live comments? What are you thinking is going to happen in this game? Have Morocco got it in them? Remember, Morocco are 10 minutes away from going out. They'll have no points after this game if it stays like this. So even if they were to beat Spain in the last game, they wouldn't be going through. I don't know how it works. I think it's goal difference, but you'd think that, well, Portugal are going to have 4 points if they win, so they can't catch them. They're out. They're actually out. I should have said they're out, because if Portugal win this, they're on 4 points. And then even if Iran lose, Spain are on 4 points. If Iran and Spain draw, Iran are on 4 points. So Morocco either need to score or they're out. Simple as that. It is as simple as that. You've had it official. So 10 minutes to save their World Cup dream. He's onside in the box here. Amrabat, cross comes in. Morocco pushing hard here. Another cross. Cleared. I mean, defensively, you've got to say that Portugal have done very well, but Morocco will just be like, how have we played 180 minutes of football, 170 at the moment, and not scored a goal? I don't know how they didn't score against Iran, to be honest. It's a funny old game. Another corner for Morocco here. 10 minutes to go exactly now. Exactly. All we need is a VAR moment now. Corner comes in. Oof. I thought I was waiting to be hit. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, that went a worldie. About 40 yards out on the bounce over the bar. He controlled it quite well, but Diarra, but to score from there, it would have to be something ridiculous. Anyway, I don't know where all the viewers have suddenly come from. We've been hanging around about 700 for most of the game, but the last 10 minutes, I suppose it's quite tense. It is quite tense, of course it is. Morocco are 10 minutes from going out, and Portugal are 10 minutes from getting a win that should probably put them in a strong position with 4 points. As I keep saying, that Spain game was the game of the tournament, but they only got 1 point out of it. So if Portugal were to drop points here today, they'd be in a rather precarious position. Xander's at 4 o'clock with the Uruguay game. I've just set up the stream for that, and then it's me tonight at 7 o'clock for Spain-Iran. I'm just wondering if Iran actually might do something, because Iran did beat Morocco, and Morocco are a good team. I just wonder if we're all expecting an Iran capitulation against Spain, and maybe they've got something more about them. I don't know, but it's definitely the day of people going home, because if Saudi Arabia leaves to Uruguay, they're going home, and if Morocco don't score here, they're going home. Interestingly, with Iran, even if they lose to Spain, they're not going home, because they have got 3 points from the Morocco game. So they would play Portugal, 3 points for Iran, 4 points for Portugal if they win this. And if by some miracle Iran beat Portugal, Iran would go through and Portugal would go out. But still got time in this game. Still got time in this game. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're getting closer and closer to 37,000 subscribers. Bottom right hand corner. We're live for every World Cup game, doing a watch along like this, interacting with you all the way through the World Cup. So if you like us and you like everybody in the live comments, you're enjoying this World Cup, keep getting involved. Doesn't matter where you live, who you support, everybody is welcome. Solomon says, please show the football game. Absolutely not. Absolutely impossible. Can't be done on YouTube. And would be totally and utterly illegal, so it can't be done. It's a watch along, which basically means that we all watch the game, or not. You don't have to watch the game. You can just get involved in the live comments. But rather than sitting at home subjecting yourself to commentary and ex-players and all that, you can interact with the people that matter the most, which is football fans. Oh, he got lost in so many minds there, Martinho, but it's Ronaldo, free kick, right on the edge of the box. Right on the edge of the box. I thought that opportunity had gone away there. They had a 4v3 situation. Ronaldo manages to get it. And it's definitely not in the box. Right on the edge of the box, Ronaldo. He had one of these in the first half, though, and he really didn't do it justice. So Bernardo Silva's gone off. For anybody who wants to give some love to the thumbnail for the Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia game, if you go to the homepage on That's Football, you can just click out and come back in. You can see it. It's up now. I just think it's probably our best image for the thumbnail so far. The player on it I can't stand, but the colouring I think it just looks so enticing. But yes, that's our next stream, Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia. Anyway, Ronaldo on this free kick. AJ Nell said straight into the wall for the one in the first half. I think it's going to go into the wall as well. Neg for Trest Negus. I agree with you. It's way too close for Ronaldo, this. This is not going to go in. I know he loves to prove his doubters wrong, but it's not going in. Into the wall it goes. And he went down after that, but the referee says get up. Smiling, Ronaldo. Yeah. That's the biggest... Ronaldo should get booked for that. No. There was... Look, it's a penalty. It's actually... There actually is contact there. Well, I've got to be honest with everybody at home. This referee has totally and utterly made me confused about VAR again, because I think there's been a couple of decisions where when you watch them back, they could be penalties, and we've not had any VAR. And I thought if the VAR people think it's worth a look, they should look at it. But the referee just seems to be making his own decisions up in this game. So I'm lost again with VAR. It makes no sense to me. Bean Hernandez says it's a penalty. Lindhall says there was contact. It's not a dive. People are saying it's a dive. It's not a bloody dive. A dive is when there's no contact. There's contact there. I think I'm just confused. I'm really confused as to how VAR even bloody works now. But this referee has been absolutely atrocious, regardless of what the final score is. Red Flame says, yeah, the thumbnail for the Uruguay looks really good, but Suarez... Yeah, I don't like Suarez, mate, but I do like the thumbnail. It does look really good. Well, thanks, Matthew. That means a lot from somebody who is a graphics guy. And what it shows you is with those thumbnails is they're not necessarily dictated to by the better game. That Uruguay Saudi Arabia one, it just looks brilliant, but you know. Tiernan says it wasn't a penalty. Ronaldo was looking for it. Oh look, I'm not saying he doesn't look for it, but I'm a firm believer that if you leave your foot in the box and there is contact, if the striker makes a meal of it, welcome to football. You know, if you mistime a tackle in the box and give an opportunity for a striker or whoever to go down, then more for you. What frustrates me is when people say it's a dive. It can't technically be a dive when there's contact. A dive for me, well, I suppose it's what your interpretation is, but a dive for me is when there's no contact, i.e. Luis Suarez. We've seen him do it countless times. There's no contact and he takes a tumble, or Ashley Young does. But when it's actually contact there, yeah, he makes a meal of it. But more importantly, I'm not bothered about that being a penalty to Portugal, because I don't think 2-0 befits the game at all. I feel sorry for Morocco, but what I am confused about is VAR. I just don't get it. I don't get it. James Hogan says, total exaggeration on the contact, but it's not a dive. Jake Mitchell says, William Carvalho deserves his dues. He's been really good again today. I think he has, because I think him and Moutinho have done well, because they were not helped in that game by Mario and Silva, who were really, really bad. So I think Moutinho and Carvalho deserve a lot of credit, because at times they were losing that midfield battle, and in the second half they've sorted it out. Ed Woodward says we need a new studio for That's Football. Why? You need to give us a little bit more than that. Michael Richards says, without doubt, it's a penalty. I'd like it to have been a penalty anyway, because then Ronaldo could have scored another goal. To be honest, Ronaldo only getting 1 goal today. It leaves the door open a little bit in that golden boot quest. Ritwick says, I'm convinced that the referee is favouring Morocco. I think this referee's been poor. He's probably been the worst referee I've seen so far. And Mark Geiger, his name is. Oh, poor Morocco into the box there. And Ziegel, who I think is their best player, Ziyech, sorry, cuts into the box, gets it onto his left foot, and brilliant block there. And it's a 90th minute now. It's all or nothing for Morocco. All or nothing. Corner's got cleared. A bit of a fight going on here now with Benatia. And Pepe. I always call him Pepe. I'm sorry, I've just realised as well, Mark Geiger is American. He's the only American sort of person at... There's no American team, but there's an American referee, and he ain't been very good. I don't know what went on with Benatia and Pepe then, but it looks like a bit of an embarrassing dive, to be honest, as Cater and Fabinho apologist says. Aidan Banks says, now that's a dive. Yes. There's still 4 minutes left in this game for... Morocco. Not been vintage Portugal, this, at all. I mean, it makes you think what would have happened if they hadn't got that early goal, to be honest. Games are dictated to, and flows of games are dictated to by the goal, how many goals have gone through the net. It'd be very simplistic to say, well, what would have happened if Portugal hadn't scored? Morocco would have been all over them for the whole game. Well, it wouldn't have done, because Portugal wanted to win this game, so they would have changed their tactics a bit as well. So, yeah, we've got Xander coming up at 4 o'clock with Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia. You've got to watch that just to have a look at the thumbnail. That deserves a like and a subscribe in itself. It's beautiful, the thumbnail for that stream that we're doing. And then tonight at 7 o'clock UK time, it's me, Spain and Iran, which is this group as well. I'm intrigued by Iran, I've got to be honest. How good are Iran? Oh, Benatia over the bar. Drops to him. Around the penalty spot. There's a crowd there, but it's just not going to be their World Cup by the looks of it. They've skied it so many times. So many times. Hit it low. You know, why are you hitting it high? Hit it low. They can't finish, says Calvin Wagstaff. Couldn't finish their dinner, Calvin. Couldn't finish their dinner. Ed Woodward says the thumbnail is amazing, Mark. Thanks for that, Ed. Ed says, what's your favourite game of the tournament so far? It is Spain-Portugal. I was quite drunk. That probably helped. But Mexico-Germany meant a lot to me because I shouted Lozano out before the tournament as having a good tournament. And also, I predicted Mexico would have a good tournament as well. So that meant a lot, and I've got my eye on Mexico. But I still think Spain-Portugal was just a brilliant, brilliant game. But yeah, I agree. Germany-Mexico, if you think that, good one as well. It wasn't the game of the tournament, but I did enjoy Colombia-Japan. Japan, for a team that's perceived to be quite inexperienced in the World Cup, it's one thing playing against 10 men, but it's another thing, being 1-0 up against 10 men, they get back 1-1, and then in the second half, you dominate them. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. YouTube, I actually make the thumbnails, although I'm going to put my hands up and say the design for those thumbnails was based on a design that Drawty did for the United stand about 2 years ago. We only ever used it once, and it was to do with Benzema to United a link. And he just sent me that one design, and we used it once, and he's a designer. And then he changed the design and started using another one more consistently. And I came across this design by chance on Facebook. It was a Facebook memory about 4 weeks ago. And I was like, I love that design. So I sort of adapted it. And I like that thumbnail style. So that's where it came from. But yeah. Yeah, the second half of the Japan game was really good, Matthew. Really good. I mean, it wasn't good personally because I love Colombia. But I can't take it away from... them. Arsenal Fan TV every day of the week, YouTube. And Portugal are lucky to be in this game, says Anthony. Well, no, you buy your own luck. You buy your own luck. The Portugal keepers never look like being beaten. He's been brilliant. And as people have said, Moutinho and Carvajal have been brilliant as well. Morocco out and only have themselves to blame. They should have beat Iran. They look good enough. I can't wait to see Iran tonight, because how did Iran beat this Moroccan team who were quite good? And then Portugal, big win. Great result against Spain. Good result today. All about the 3 points. And that result should pretty much put Portugal through now. So Morocco go home. Definitely go home. Like Egypt. Egypt aren't home yet actually. But... yeah, they're not home, definitely Egypt, but Morocco are the first team to go home. And just lacked a cutting edge at the end of the day. That was the problem with them. So, bye-bye Morocco. No goals scored as well, I'll disappoint them. By no means the worst team in this tournament. Then I feel sorry for them in some ways, because they're not one of the worst teams, but if you can't put the ball in the back of the net, that's the experience. And this result, actually, although I want Portugal to do well, this is the anti-result to what I wanted. Because what did I say? I said, what I don't want to see in this World Cup is the more experienced team grinding out the result and the new wave of football teams going out on not putting the ball in the back of the net. And that's what Morocco have done today. But I want Portugal to do well in this tournament. So there we go. I'm looking forward to Iran-Spain tonight. 7 o'clock on That's Football. We'll be live just before UK time. Join me for that. I'm getting my cocktail tonight. I'm definitely getting that. But before then, we've got Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia coming up at 4 o'clock. You can join Xander for that. He'll be live in less than an hour with that. Just go to the homepage. You'll see the beautiful thumbnail we've created. Ignore the player, but the colours are vibrant and fantastic. And Xander's live at 4 o'clock for Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia. I'll be live at 7 o'clock. Get sharing the videos when you're on here. Get sharing it. Get new people involved. I want to get 37,000 subscribers done by the end of the day today, and we're getting very, very close to it. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm enjoying all the games. I'm enjoying all the comments. I'm enjoying all the interaction that we're having. And you know what? This World Cup will be gone before we know it. So whether the game wasn't intriguing or was, I felt it was. I'm just enjoying it all. So thanks everybody for watching. You're all fantastic as usual. Please do drop a like on the way out, and I'll see you at 7 o'clock. But Xander will be live in about an hour's time with Uruguay, Saudi Arabia. Will it be a goal fest, or will Saudi Arabia pull off the biggest shock of the World Cup? Let's wait and see. Speak to you all soon.